There it is, still in its box.
Let's see what we got. Just the receipt. Here's the stock that I'm seeing quite a bit. It's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. There's the very first look at it. And here's the instruction manual, which I will take a look at before I start doing anything else with it. Move that stock up there, match up the holes and put the screws in, and it's together. Pretty easy. There's the front gauge. We can see it's empty. It's kind of different. I'm filling it up. Gauge has you rotate it over to where the holes line up, and then we're going to press this end. That'll go there, and then hook up with the Foster. So we've got it hooked up. I broke down and got a Vevor PCP pump air compressor. I think it was Wingman that had a video on that. Convinced me it'll work. This will pump to 3,600 PSI. Set the gauge at just a little under 3,600 PSI, and we'll let her rip. So we'll wait a few minutes. Holding pressure pretty good so far. We're going to break this thing in. I'm going to shoot several tankfuls and break the barrel in, and then we'll do the chronograph. I got to take my glasses off. I can't even come close to seeing in that. And I'm shooting right now just the Crosman hollow points, the new ones made in Spain. Jeez. Other than the scope being way too low, and that can be fixed easy enough. Man. Okay, well, it's grouping. We got it up and going. I thought it wasn't a bad shot group for looking at it through a scope where you can only see half the scope, and looking, kind of pressing your head down sideways from 25 yards. That's a good sign. I hope I have enough room in my ledger book, but this is so easy to fire, and with the inside chronograph, I can knock out a lot. 8 is about as much as I can fit on that page, I'm pretty sure. These are the pellets that I'm going with. And at the end of this, after I've done all the figures, I'll shoot just one at a target at 25 yards for this video. I'm finishing up on the testing, and we're going to shoot H&N Hornets. 771, 769, 769 something. This is such a powerful round. It could take down Coyote out easily. Probably could kill a turkey too. 773, 765. That takes care of the H&N Hornet. I just got through shooting the last of the pellets. The Crosman pointed. Let's take a look at those figures. Here are the stats after running it through. This is most impressive numbers of any of my air rifles. Just on speed, 7 of the 8 went over 750 feet per second. The only one that didn't was the JTS Dead Center. That's because it weighs 22 grains. Of the 8 pellets, 4 went over 775. 1 went over 800 feet per second, which was the Crosman domed. And it's a lighter pellet. Standard deviation less than 2. I had 4. 1/2 of these pellets is a standard deviation under 2. And get this, of the 8 pellets, 3 of them had over 20 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. And if you round the decimal up, for example, there's a lot of 19.6s, it seems like. So if you rounded them to the nearest whole number, all 8 would be 20 foot-pounds. Just outstanding numbers. I will break down the individual pellets after my traditional send-off. We're going to target shoot here just to check the accuracy on a 10-shot group. At the middle one there with the black target. I'm using the one that I think should have the best results is the JTS dead center. I lost count. I think that's 10, but just in case, doing one more for the MP core. So, just looking at it through the scope, that's not too bad at all. It's time to wreak some havoc here. We're going to see what well-placed 22 foot-pounds of lead will do. So let's have some fun. Let's get some mosquito repellent first. Oops, knocked over a whole bunch of them. Ain't gonna be any mosquitoes down there for a little bit. Well, that was pretty cool. I liked it when I blew the top off there, but I've got lots of subsequent videos to do on this. Stay tuned for further videos on this one. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please press the like button and subscribe, and be sure to press that notification bell too. That always helps. See you on the next video.